Well, good evening to you and welcome to the CEV EuroVolley 2019 finals. 24 teams have been whittled down to just 2 over a competition period of 17 days, with France, Slovenia, Belgium and the Netherlands playing host to the fiercest European competition in the volleyballing calendar. Well, Slovenia have qualified for the final for the second time since 2015, and they're looking to win their first ever European title. They will have it tough this evening against the Serbian side, who beat France 3-2 in this very arena 2 nights ago. Tino, now just in your picture, was in great form, the top scorer for Slovenia so far, but Serbia, Alexander Atancijevic just crossed your picture. He's been in fine form. Serbia boast world-class middles outside and an opposite that's played in Italy for a long time. 6 international medals for Atancijevic. And also on the wings, Uroš Kovačević, the left-hander, who may not be the top point scorer in this Serbian side, but he's very effective. A big night of European volleyball. The atmosphere is going to be electric. Big night for Slobodan Kovac as well, the new Serbian coach who's taken over from Nikola Grubic after a poor Olympic qualification competition 6 weeks ago. The dressing rooms, some preparation for Slovenia, could be the biggest night in their history. Nikola Jovovic, the setter. Alexander Okolic, the middle blocker. So we're taking their time. And there's a captain, Nemanja Petric, getting to know some of our superstars before the game. Two very good interviews with Alan Skett and Lazar Sirovic. The toss taking place a few moments ago. Tino Anaut plays his volleyball in Italy on the left-hand side, has been in great form. Petric, the captain, should start on the outside for Serbia this evening. Well, the crowd are starting to make their way in here at the Accor Hotel Arena. We're in the Bercy region of Paris. 2 nations go head-to-head, proud volleyballing countries. Slovenia are making a name for themselves. They're heroes in their hometowns. The win against Russia in the quarterfinal, followed up with that famous victory against the double reigning world champions on Thursday evening. captured 70% of the viewing figures in their country. Serbia, on paper, have the more decorated history, the Olympic gold medalists from the year 2000. The CEV EuroVolley 2019 gold medal match. The organising federation have done such an incredible job. France, Slovenia, Belgium and the Netherlands, the hosts. The best players in the world. The toughest continent in the world. Well, there you have it. What a stunning opening to this gold medal match. Here it is, the big final of the CEV Volleyball European Championship 2019. Louis Lett with you in the commentary box for just a mouth-watering prospect Slovenia looking to win their first ever European Championship after making the final in 2015. It was only Slovenia's medal in 7 previous EuroVolley tournament appearances, and the last country to win their maiden European title was France back in 2015, who beat Slovenia in that final in Sofia. They've become heroes in Slovenia. Parties continuing until late in the evening after their semi-final victory against Poland. And finally, Tina Announce makes his way into the arena. Certainly has to play well Announce this evening for Slovenia to take the gold medal home. And finally, Planinsic makes his way in to the Accra Arena. Who's a late replacement for Gregor Roper, who had to have his appendix out, so you have to feel for Roper. Slovenia have arrived here in Paris. It's a tough, tough evening for them. They've travelled in abundance. And now Serbia are introduced to the crowd, looking for their 3rd ever EuroVolley title. They can become the 4th country to win at least 3 European titles after Russia, Italy and the Czech Republic. They finished on the podium in 9 of the last 12 EuroVolley championships. They've come 3rd place 6 times. That's not going to happen here this evening. They have experience, they have class. Nikola Jovovic, the setter, enjoying himself. Alex Atanasievich, the opposite player, who's played for Perugia for a long, long time in the Italian league. Treko Lizniak, tremendous middle blocker, looking for his first gold medal in a European Championship. Too young for the team of 2011, where number 20, Marko Podroshanin, did play alongside Kovacevic and Atanasievich. Let's have a look at Slovenia first. Tino Naut, the top scorer, 105 points in this competition, number 17. Clement Chabal should start on the outside with him as well, the other wing spiker. The big, maybe, problem, or good problem for Slovenia is in the opposite position. Tonček Šterner came off the bench and looked really good. Mikael Gasparini has held that opposite position for a long time though, and very effective for Serbia. Well, number 14, Alexander Anastasievich, the opposite player. Keep an eye on him. Marko Podroskanin and Treko Lizniak in the middle made 16 blocks against France in the semi-final. The final warm-up actions taking place. The left-hander, Uroš Kovacevic, provides stability. Point scoring option on the wing, a left-hander that will be a handful for Slovenia this evening. Alexander Atanasievich in your picture on the right side, especially in sets 4 and 5, really shone for Serbia here 2 nights ago. Kovacevic was put under more pressure in the reception units. Atanasievich was set more balls. There's a confirmation. Poland took the bronze yesterday. France were unfortunate. They played very well at times, but this is all about gold this evening. Slovenia versus Serbia, which should be a game to seriously remember here in Paris. Serbia and Slovenia meeting for the third time in the European Championships. Serbia won the first one 3-1, September the 11th, 2011, while Slovenia were victorious in the most recent game between the two nations. Just 330 miles separate Slovenia and Serbia. This evening, it's just a net between the two teams in what should be a ferocious game of volleyball here at EuroVolley 2019. So many shots on Alexander Tanasievich, the number 14. He scored 113 points in this competition, 27 against France. Big evening for that man there. Slobodan Kovac used to be the head coach of Slovenia back in 2016. Didn't work out after a year. The new head coach, Alberto Giuliani from Slovenia, formerly the coach of Slovakia, and also Lube in Italy, one of the world's premier sides, current CEV Champions League winners. So there's lots of history between these two teams. Kovac will want to win his first European gold medal as a coach of his home nation. A home nation he won a gold medal with at Sydney 2000. Big players. It's a big, big evening in Paris. Something has to give. Something tells me it's going to be a close one. The atmosphere building. Slovenia played in front of around 12,000 at home on Thursday. The question was, would they have that feeling again in the final here in Paris? The answer is quite possibly yes. There's so many that's travelled. You feel that with France having to play for bronze yesterday, the majority of the fans in here are with the Slovenians. There is Kovčavović, the left-hander. Tina Ernaut and Alex Atanasievich. Some big names in these rosters. You can see in your picture Dejan Vincic, or it's just changed, a setter for Slovenia. The second setter, Gregor Schroeper, not here because of the appendicitis that he's suffering. Slovenia had to go through the CEV process of the replacement, and his replacement is here already. As we have a look at Tonček Šterna, will he start this evening? We know for sure that Tina now definitely will start on the outside. Top scorer for Slovenia. Best outside player in 2015. Alexander Atanasievich as well has won just about everything. An illustrious career for Perugia. 13 years he's been playing for them. Juros Kovacevic will be playing in that wing spiker position through position 4. Under 10 minutes to go until we start. For Slovenia, there's still 12 players out of this 14 that's travelled that played in the 2015 EuroVolley final. Same year they won the European League against Macedonia. A good year for Slovenia underneath Andrea Gianni, who's now the head coach of Germany. Both of these teams will be playing in the CEV Olympic qualifier in January. That is looking like another European Championships. But today it's all about CEV EuroVolley 2019. It's the European Championship. It's a gold medal match between Serbia and Slovenia. Going back to the third choice setter, Juros Planinsic. Plays volleyball for Maribor in Slovenia. Keep an eye on him, number 20, to see if he comes on. It would be an unbelievable thing for Planinsic to come on, maybe for a double substitution. That's something that Roper used to do, or has been doing throughout the competition for Slovenia. And now with their third choice setter, Giuliani will have to have trust in Planinsic at times, or will Slovenia not use that double substitution for those certain rotations that might just cost them. There's been some calls for number 8, just walking away from your screen, Marko Ivovic, to some more court time after impressing off the bench against France. But there's a middleman to look out for. Shreko Lizniats, formerly of Skrabal Hatov, but left to go and play in Italy for Trentino. It's funny to think that someone with such a great career behind them hasn't won a European Championship as of yet, and it is only those 3. Kovacevic, Atanasievich, and Podros Krashin, who have won a European Championship out there. Remember, Poland had to settle for bronze. It was a great performance from them last night against France, winning 3-0. They were disappointed to not make the final. Slovenia have been incredible throughout the past 2.5 weeks. For the second time in their history, they will play for gold at a European Championship. Serbia looking for their second gold medal after 2011. Do not go anywhere. Will this be their night? Looking for their first ever European Championship gold medal. Slovenia will have to be on top form to beat Serbia. Looking for their third EuroVolley title, 2001 as Yugoslavia, 2011 as Serbia. They can become that fourth country to win at least 3 European titles. There will be nerves, there will be adrenaline. And Slobodan Kovac hugs with his former colleagues from Slovenia. The fans have been bouncing up and down since that semi-final victory against Poland. Adol Kinci and Oliver Goulet will be the officials for this very crucial matchup, the CEV EuroVolley 2019 gold medal match. It's time to meet our superstars here in European volleyball. And once again, the in-house presentation team doing a marvellous job of presenting this sport to the volleyball community around the world. And first team to be announced into the arena will be Slovenia. Big question whether Tonček Sterner will get a start. The answer is probably no at the moment, as Jan Kozamernik, the middle blocker, gets a start. Alan Penek already added this. There's the 2 middle blockers. Gasparini, the experienced opposite player who plays in Korea at the moment. Big from the baseline, Gasparini. Dejan Vincic starts as the setter. He plays his volleyball in Poland. And then the outsides of Tina Naut and Clement Chabot will be dangerous. The libero, Maciej Bedershink, will play as he did against Poland, and he was phenomenal, the libero. Kovacic, 13. And Bedershink will be involved off the bench, sorry. Serbia. There's 100% a starting place for Juros. Kovacevic, of course there is. He's been outstanding throughout this competition. The captain, Nemanja Petric, the outside spiker. Nikola Jovovic, the setter. Alexander Atanasievich will start in that opposite position. And Marko Podrushkanin and Shreko Lesiniats will play through the middle. Number 17, the libero, Nevin Majstrovic, plays in Romania. That's the starting rotation for Serbia. Jovovic, number 9, will be the setter. Tanasievich playing opposite. Podrushkanin and Lisniak through the middle. And that's where the game could be won and lost, the middle position for Serbia. Alberto Giuliani, the head coach of Slovenia, formerly of Lube and Slovakia. This is a big night, lots of emotion. Slobodan Kovac, potentially the biggest night of his coaching career as well. The former Slovenian coach made his first EuroVolley final, and it's against his former team. The atmosphere in here, once again, electric. Slovenia passed so well against Poland. They ran the ball so quick to the outside, made it difficult for the Polish blockers to get out and form. Where Serbia, heavy serving, heavy blocking team. Serbia might just get out and double stack on the outside, slightly better than Poland this evening, and cause more issues for the likes of Tina Arnaut and Chabal, who were the top scorers. When you think about that for Slovenia, the two top scorers were the wing spikers against Poland. Means a lot of ball is going to the outside. Slovenia will have to use the middle here this evening. Alexander Tanasievich to serve. 2 missed serves to start with potentially shows some nerves. He's won 6 medals with Perugia in Italy, 9 medals with Serbia over an impressive 13-year career. The noise. Slovenia have travelled in force. Passes into a good zone. Atanasievich put down already. Tina and out, one-on-one at the pin. Middle's committed. And out with a great finishing position. The captain leading by example already here. It's a fabulous competition, Tina and out. Best outside spiker in that 2015 silver medal campaign. Through the pie. The big guns are blazing already. Kovacevic on the pipe. Jovovic has a big task on his hands to try and run the middle this evening to keep Slovenia's middles really looking through the net. This time on the pipe, both teams. Electrifying already. Great passing from Slovenia. Chabal doing a bit of DIY, pass the outside hand. The wing spiker taking a step in to cover the pipe attack. Very good from Chabal, evading everything. Petric this time out of system. High to the outside, Tina and out. Tries to go through the hands of Serbia. Second block in quick succession, Slovenia. Gasparini this time. Making steps to get 3 in the block. To stop the hitting angles. Atanasievich, very good. He was so strong with that swing, Atanasievich, earlier on in the competition, hitting back across his body from facing straight. Just that one there. That's the Serbian right side's trademark move. Facing quite straight. It's a great arm across his body. No digging that one. And that's why Slovenia will want to get 3 in the block. Marko Podroschanin plays his volleyball for Perugia as well. It's already 3 quick sets for Tina, and now they're going to give him quite a lot of the ball, but welcome to the game, Alan Payink. Payink interviewed by the CEV earlier on in the week, telling all the secrets of the Slovenian team. This time on a quick attack, shapes it between 4 and 5. Really good accuracy with that one. Tino now has served specially throughout. Overpass, chance for Slovenia. Opportunity comes knocking for Chabal. Pressure, adrenaline, a funny thing. Pipe attack seen very nicely from Serbia here. They'll have their man marked here in Tina and out. Once again, Vincic just trying to run the middle. It doesn't matter if he runs the quick attack or the pipe, but it's just going to hold Lisniac and Podroschanin through that area throughout. Doesn't matter if they miss the odd one here, Slovenia. They can't afford to miss too many, but go to the outside. That's exactly what we're talking about, but it's great blocking from Serbia. Tanasijevic gets one back for his team. As you can see, Lisniac going with the middle, Payink, because they've used the middle so early in the game. Tanasijevic has the last laugh. Tina and out. Back to the outside, Chabal dug delightfully well. Serbia on flames here. Bekovic Libero, first time, gets underneath the ball. How many times have we seen that from Uroš Kovacevic? Just on the turn, the left-hander, he hits both ways. He's really dangerous out there. He has great court vision as well. Gasparini with the hammer. It's another transition for Serbia. But there's 2 up on the outside. It's a slow ball from Serbia. Gives the middle blocker time to get out. Gasparini unleashes first time of asking. Payink gets across. Vincic. This time one-on-one on the outside. Kozamernik committing with the Serbian middle. Off the hands of Gasparini. Doesn't matter on the right or left. Tanasijevic scoring for fun. Uroš Kovacevic. Just leaning in on that one. The toss is a little bit inside from the left-hander. Mircea Gasparini. Big player in this team, Gasparini. Ferocious run of serves against Russia in the quarterfinals. It's a bullet from the big opposite. To the outside, 2 up. Kozamernik gets across with speed, drops his hands in at the last moment. The ball follows. The second time, Vincic with the block from the camera angle first up. Certainly looked as if it was the middleman that got across. Gasparini knocking teams out of system here. To position 1. It's difficult for Jovovic to get the ball to Tanasijevic. It's a free ball for Slovenia. Taken advantage from Clement Chabal. This Gasparini's serving is opening up the one-on-ones on the outside for Chabal. There's a run here and there for both sides so far. No timeout as of yet to try and stop this sort of run of serves from Mitja Gasparini. Slovenia gaining confidence. Middle has to pass that one. Back to the middle. DIY from Lisniak. Service run comes to an end for Gasparini. Just off speed, trying to steer it towards one. Jovovic does really well to set that one on the turn and really throw his hands through it. Chance for Serbia. Tanasijevic getting caught all tied up. Has a little look at Jovovic there. Not too happy. Slovenia very happy. They'll take advantage of a miscommunication all day long. That quick tempo through the pipe attack. Tanasijevic getting confused. It's a good free ball to position two. That's what causes the confusion. Smart play from Slovenia. And now turns it back to 5. The crowd roar. And it certainly has filled up in the arena. Clement Chabal scores again. It's packed to the rafters now. Chabal, who plays for Trentino alongside Lisniak. And also Uros Kovacevic. This game will make for some very, very big conversations when the players go back to club volleyball. Tanasijevic. Another one out the back. That's the second one we've seen disappear the wrong side of the baseline.
Come on, Paris, put your hands together, come on.
Serving to one, Libero passing slightly off the net, so there's no middle for Serbia. Payenk just releases really early because he can see the passes off the net. Payenk, who plays for Czarny Radom in Poland. It's off the inside hand of Vintage. Setter, who's had a good competition for Slovenia. Two in a row for Serbia. Out the back. Jovic goes to Tanasijevic. Buries one to the line. Kovac happy with this work from Serbia. And out one-on-one on the outside. Payenk committing to the right side of court early on. It's great work from the setter. The more one-on-ones they can get, the happier the coach will be with them. What a dig that is. But it's too strong from Chabal. Slovenia are really using and accessing the pipe as often as possible. Thumb on the back set, trying to make the blockers move one way and then shift them back with the set to the centre. Both setters doing their best to try and lose the opposition middle. Out of system, has to go to the outside. Pavčević can only just chip over the top. So can Chabal, who's now on the front court through position 4. Super high off the hands. Trying to figure out what's going on here for Serbia. They're unhappy. There's definitely a Slovenian point. Hammer off the fingertips of the block. Great passing, in system. Pipe again, Petric. Serbia and Slovenia running that offense. Makes it so difficult for the middle blocker to be looking through the net for the middle. Pajenk's committing all the time with the first tempo middle attack. The middle has such a difficult job. It's having to watch so much at the same time to make a decision of where to block. Jovovic accepts the ball, hits the floor. Slovenia are leading by 3 here. Remember, looking to win their first goal. This is a great set. Sliding across, losing the middle blocker. Pajenk has space to hammer. Very good. Pajenk to serve. Jovovic chasing after, trying to make the cover. Back to the wing. 2 blocks in quick succession. And now Slovenia really believe. First one, drifting. Kozomurnik. Second time, 3 up. Gasparini rewarded for getting across 6 or 7 meters. Penetrating. Good job from Slovenia. Timeout for Serbia. This wasn't in their plan. The president of the CEV, Alexander Boricic, in attendance, of course. And what a show as well. The sport seriously growing, developing, competition on competition from the CEV. Timeout works for Serbia. Service error from Pajenk. Uroš Pavčević with the serve. Gold medalist from 2011, but it's Slovenia. Kozomurnik and co. Pavčević with a powerful serve, but Tina out with the perfect pass. Gives the setter options, and then the middles can go to work. Great passing from Slovenia. Gasparini, who's already had a good service run. Serbia under the cosh here in Paris. Out of system, slow play to the outside, 3 up in the block. Defending deep is Tina and out, setting off the body. Second opportunity for Vincic. And Gasparini on the 10 attack. potentially gets a little bit of luck. It didn't look like it was the cleanest of hand contacts from the opposite, but they're just persistent through here, Slovenia. They're getting the rewards to go with it. Turns it back, accurate swing, tongue out in celebration. And just look at the following. Mitchell Gasparini. What a game he's having from behind the service line. It's another absolute ripper. Trying to find Atanasievich from there. He's never going to get the ball away. Hand over from Slovenia. They have to be careful here because they feel that that decision's gone against them. They're trying to keep their cool because they also realise they have a clear lead. Vincic is on the back court, so it was a handover if he was higher than the net for the setter. No, he's on the front. It's the opposite that was on 10. That's potentially what they were querying from the referee. You won't know until you hear it from himself, but the handover was given in the previous rally, but it's clear that Vincic is on the front court there. Point back for Slovenia all the same. Spin serve after spin serve for Slovenia. 2 in the block. So that's a positive touch for Slovenia, but Petric, it's a smooth swing from him. He's well aware that once again Serbia are quite out of system. They haven't passed into the same zones as Slovenia. Petric very happy with that, but Slovenia have passed well. And they've served well as well so far. Atanasievich, someone who can make a real difference. And that is a real game-changing serve. Atanasievich. High toss, quick feet, smooth, quick arm, finding the gap. Five points already. First professional club was, okay, Partizan, but since then, it's gone on to some wonderful things in this sport. Speed, it's very tight to the net, but an out just goes chiseling off the hands. Hammer. Authority from an out. Fast to the wings, off the drifting middle blocker, and that's because Vincic has done a great job of feeding the middle throughout this set, on the pipe and on the front court as well. It's just making life slightly easier for the wing spiker. Kozamernik. Petric out the back. 5-point game for Slovenia. It's another show of authority here from the baseline. 5-5. Petric lets that one get past him. Second timeout from Serbia. Jan Kozamernik. Deep breaths post timeout. although they have some breathing space. Fast to the middle. They have such great middles, Serbia. Podrščanin puts the ball away to position 1, but they have to pass that well to be able to use them, and they haven't passed that well for periods of this set. Petric. Excellent setting. Vincic again running the show towards Gasparini on the 10 attack, who does the rest. Quick speed over a long distance. Middle blockers pushing towards the 4 attacker. Gasparini one-on-one. Kovacevic tooled and out of play. Moving the ball very long distances. Vincic having a fine game so far. Back set to the middle, too low for Podrščanin, who stays at 2 to try and block her now. Free ball. This to bring up set point taken. Very good from Chabot. 3 in the block. Podrščanin staying at 2. Jovovic in the middle. Causes some confusion on the front court when attacking. Slovenia again take full control, tipping off the middleman. Kovacevic to the inside, first one saved. What an evening for Giuliani. Kuzmanovic is coming off the bench to serve. Second set point. Jamal this time way downtown, hitting Gasparini from the left side. Slovenia looking for their first ever European Championship gold medal are off to a fine start. They've taken the opening set by some distance as well. Jabal gets caught underneath that one, but the libero puts the ball into the perfect spot. Gasparini has to chase after it, chips it back to the line over the 3-man block of Serbia, and Slovenia are smiling. Well, there's the confirmation of the score. 25-19. Serbia have to improve in the second, otherwise Slovenia going to run away with it. Well, first set stats, more attacks from Slovenia, that's the game changer. More aces as well. Errors higher, but 5 blocks. Serbia made 16 blocks against France. Some more statistics for you. There's confirmation. 7 errors is a lot for Slovenia, but they've also hit 22 winners, which is a sign of how aggressive they're being in every department of the game.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, maintenant on va le faire en slow motion. We have to do way slow motion, the slow motion way. Okay? Please put your hands up. Mettez les mains en avant.
Well, on paper, potentially Slovenia the underdogs, but they've had some big games coming into this final. Russia and Poland defeated. Now they're looking to do the same here against Serbia. There's the serving, points and errors. More service errors for Serbia. They've missed a few out the back. Atanasijevic has missed 2. If he can start to find some rhythm, then maybe Slovenia will be feeling some more pressure as well. It's looking for some changes from the previous set. Slovenia are now starting. Gasparini still out there. Smiles at the moment for the Slovenian coaching staff. Atanasijevic will get us underway. He's won medals with Skrabel Hatov, Champions League silver 2012, Perugia silver medal in the Champions League 2017. First individual award was the CEV Under-19 European Championship. Best opposite spiker. Gone on to do some very good things since then. Gasparini is doing very good things right now. Didn't play a large portion of the semi-final. Mitja Gasparini. Tomček Sterner had a fantastic game. But Gasparini now serving. He's been an absolute weapon this evening already for Slovenia. Uroš Kovacevic. First point on the board for Serbia, who had some slow sets against France in the semi-final. It wasn't all plain sailing for Serbia. Petric. Perfect passing. And now let's put the ball into a great zone again. Do not underestimate how good a passing performance this has been from Analt and Slovenia so far. Not now, it's a libero that gets the ball in. Heroes all over. Jani Kovacic, the libero. But the passing unit of Chabul and Out and Kovacic has been consistent so far. Tanasijevic through the hands this time. Great change of speed with the arm from the Serbian opposite. Just causing a disruption in the block of Slovenia. Huge! Uroš Kovacevic. Absolutely pumped after that one. Great finish on Gasparini, who's had everything his own way this evening. Kovacevic, delighted. Slovenia still winning 5 blocks to 2 though. That's a different stat to the semi-final for Serbia. The ball goes back to Gasparini. He tries to go to the line and he goes long. This is a change of momentum, not just for Serbia, but also for Slovenia. Their opposite has missed 2 in a row. Vincic gives the ball straight back to Gasparini after getting blocked out the previous time. And that might have been just to try and keep his confidence through to. Miss serve, Gasparini still going. Well, from the opening set, 5 points for Atanasijevic. 6 for Chabul. 5 for Gasparini. Chabul, who was a threat through the pipe as well as on the outside. Serbia finding their passing rhythm. Jovovic can go to Lisniats. Lisniats does the rest. And it's all in the service from Serbia. The ball's on the net. Jovovic can pull the strings from there. And out again, perfect passing, but 2 out of 2 for Serbia. Lisniats looking for his first ever European gold for Serbia. 1 kill, 1 block in quick succession. Jovovic serving. And out from the outside, has to slow the arm down, knows he's got multiple blockers on him. Serbia trying to get 3 up all the time to get the hitting angles away. Persistence again. Alan Pajenk. Great decision making from an out on the outside. Knows he's up against multiple blockers. He just recycles the play. And that's enough for Pajenk to score the point for Slovenia. Dejan Vincic to serve. Goes short to position 1. It's a fantastic serve, and because of that, the pass from Kovacevic is really loose. Double touch coming from Serbia. And they know what a threat Kovacevic is on that right side, so serving down that avenue is potentially going to take him out of that rotation. And they might just look to double stack on Atanasijevic. Goes back to position 1, trying to take the left-hander out of the game, but it's good from Serbia. Strong passing, Petric on the pipe. That potentially would have been the one that Slovenia weren't worrying about as much. Petric on the backcourt. Pajenk also stacking to the right side for Serbia. Kovacevic, member of that national team in the 2012 Summer Olympics. Remember, Serbia did not go to Rio. Tanasijevic just flipping it out to 4. The big opposite man finds Petric, who's wearing his heart somewhere very close to his sleeve this evening. Tanasijevic definitely not in the team to set the ball, but that's a ripper. Slovenia's passing, not quite where it was. And because of that, it makes it so much easier for the block of Serbia. Monster block. Kovacevic with the serve. Petric, who's really announcing himself in this game. Kovac, very happy as well. Slovenia feeling some kind of pressure out there. Great start to this second set from Petric. Kovacevic with the serve. Once again, the stuffing knocked out of Slovenia. More blocking. The serving is improving from Serbia. Lisniats shifting across, but it's all about Atanasijevic. It's a good rotation, this, for Serbia. It really is. Kovacevic might not be as big a point scorer than Alexander Atanasijevic, but he has been so important throughout these championships. Six-point game. This is very, very reminiscent of the semi-final. against France for Serbia, but it's another block. Lisniats firing on all cylinders. 7-point game now. The pass too far off the net. The middle can get across because he has more time. Doncek Stern comes in for Slovenia, as he did against Poland. Payet can't convert. Čavović this time going away from the body. He does that so nicely. Slovenia have left it slightly late, but they finally managed to side out from Serbia. It's been a long time coming. The captain, and out now. There's one back. Game on. And now two has served. Very, very well. But they need more. It's a long way back from here in a race to 25 and out again. Čavović with a wonderful pass from that sideline to position 3. Completely opens the game up for the setter. Short serving. Treko Lisniats has had a great last 5 minutes. That's away from the ball. It's a great contact on the ball, taking speed off of the ball. Slovenia beaten. 7 points the difference. Slovenia, who in set 1 looked full of confidence. They looked animated, delighted with their performance, but this is different. Serbia are on the charge. This time it's off the net. It has to go to the outside. Clement Treball almost just muscles it through the Serbian block. The serving is far stronger for Serbia in this second set. But once again, a strong reply. Kovacevic just not holding stable. That one just seeps past him. And then Tanasiewicz, who put a perfect setup a few moments ago, wanting to do the same again. Serbia into good zones. Jovovic just with one hand trying to find the setter. Difficult for Jovovic, does well there. Smuggles the ball through. Pekovic, the libero, bringing some heat to the situation. Tanasiewicz. Slovenia are not playing with the same consistency. 3 in the block because of the slow setting out of system. Once again, there's 2 who are perfectly closed. Serbia and their middles are doing a fine, fine job, but also that smart play from Doncek Stern. Podolszczak has a long way to travel, so just tipping the ball through the gap in the block, smart. It's all about the purpose of the play, not about hitting it hard. This really is a tale of two completely different sets in this gold medal match. It's fascinating at the moment. Serbia slow to start, and then Slovenia have just started to slow their pace down. More blocking. It's been an absolute game changer here. Kovacevic making hay while the sun is shining for Serbia, but it's all about the service pressure as well. That's why Kovac is going straight to Petric and saying, good job. Manja, Petric with the serve. Once again, the pass is way out of system. 3 blockers in. They'll look for a touch here, Slovenia. They might have to go to the challenge rule if they want that touch. Three up off the right hand of Kovacevic. Denied the challenge, so the point does go to Serbia. They didn't get their own way with the challenge, so Giuliani has to bring the troops in for a timeout. We said before the game that we might just have to be here for the long haul. It's exactly how it feels at the moment. Very calm in there from Slovenia, and that will definitely help the cause from Giuliani. He's not getting too frustrated with his team. And although this set may be getting away from them, that doesn't mean that they won't have their chances as this game continues. The in-house presentation team also excelling in here this evening. Serve to 1. Something to start from for Slovenia. Vincic knows that he hasn't used the middle throughout this set, so even when the ball's into a semi-good position, his feet are a little bit slow getting back towards position 2. He can't quite link with the middle, and that's why the ball goes out to the side. Petric misses by a whisker. The ball's just dropping inside. His arm swing's really good. It's really unfortunate. You have to say that. It's a long way back for Slovenia. But that's a good start. Here we go. Seatbelts on. Splitting the gap between 5 and 6. Serbia, a taste of their own medicine at the moment. Straying the pass, Atanasievich is definitely a go-to man when the ball is out of system and slightly out of sync. Good against France, coming good again against Slovenia. And it's just someone you can pop the ball to, and he'll do something when there's 3 in the block. That was class from Atanasievich to make that decision. Maybe a few years ago, he may have tried to swing as hard as he can there. That's exactly what's happened from Tonček Stern. He's tried to hit the valve off of the ball. And it's another block for Serbia. Listen to that again. You can easily have problems against Serbia if you try and hit the ball as hard as you can through your body line. Tina and out this time. Just the change of the arm makes it so difficult for the blockers. He has played really smart out there at Fort. When the ball's been in the slot, he hits his angles. When it's not there, he goes through the hands. Engapeth is maybe the world's best at using the block and changing the speed of his arm, but Arnold has really proven once again that he's world class in this competition. 3 up, sitting on the sharp one, and out again, hammer to the line. Knows when to use the block and knows when to beat it as well. What a strange, strange game here. It really is. Turned back to the line, the arm pulls through into the left-hand pocket. 7-point game, but for those in the volleyball community, you will know that sometimes confidence, or all the time confidence and momentum is so key. And this might just help Slovenia in set number 3. Scooping. Good cover as well. Just patient work from Slovenia, trying to look for the hands. Smiles all round. Kovacevic is looking for the hands, and then the blocker just pulls them out the way. Serbia getting 3 in the block again. They're blocking so well. Vincic says no way, Jose, to that one. Timeout Serbia. I'm sure you're all smiling at that as well. 12,654 tickets sold today. That's really impressive. And it's great for the sports. Dina and out. 6 points this evening. He's felt some pressure off the serving of Serbia, but Slovenia are just edging their way back in. Jovovic to the centre, and he's taking the plaudits for that one, turning around, having a celebration himself. And Serbia's passing, yes, it's a bit unorthodox, but it's into a great spot, and the middles are running the game here. Lisniats again, doing the work. And that's a big difference from the opening set, is the middle work from Serbia. Krizmanovic makes his way back in. The service substitution. 3 will do it for Serbia. Overhand reception on the turn, trying to use that pipe. Vincic hasn't used the middle as much as Jovovic in this second set. He's trying to force it all the time to try and make it easier to get one-on-ones on the outside, but it's not working so far. Atanasievich finds the split and the seam. That investment from Jovovic to keep using the middle. Yes, he's got great middles, but it's working when it goes to Atanasievich and everybody else. Atanasievich again. My word. Serbia, after a slow start, are well and truly finding their feet. Doesn't look like it was even off their hands, but the line was gnarly. Was the Atana that was potentially called, so there is a challenge. There's no touch on the antenna whatsoever, so the point stands. Kuzmanovic, the serving substitution, serving to bring Serbia back to 1-1, looking for their third title. Once again, off the net. Slovenia have passed more balls off the net in this second set, but they get a little bit of luck off the drifting block of Serbia and out. Such a different performance from Slovenia in this set. Sreko Lizniak gets the touch on the block. It's another touch. He's been tremendous through here. First time siding out for the second set. 3 in the block. 2 this time. Scooped, but it's not enough from Slovenia. Serbia get us back to 1-1 here. Looking for EuroVolley title number 3. It was a slow start from the Serbians, but they've passed far better, and it's allowed their setter Nikola Jovovic to run the game with more ease. Ivovic this time setting the ball to the wing. But if Serbia pass as well as they have done in set 2, the middles can be in the game, and their serving too certainly got the middle blockers involved. Well, there's confirmation. 25-19 in set 1 to Slovenia. Set 2, a completely different story, which makes us ask the question, what's coming in set 3? Well, there's the stats. More attacks from Serbia. That's a much different tally from Slovenia. They were so aggressive in set 1. Everything was going their way. Winners versus errors count as well. Not much between the teams, but at the same time, what do we expect? Some great shots of set number 2. And if anyone knows what's going to happen in set number 3, please let us know. 2 completely contrasting sets of volleyball. Paris has just been a phenomenal advert for the sport. It's going to be home of basketball and martial arts at the Olympics in 24. This arena certainly suits the really big occasion. Chance for the substitutes to warm up. Tomczak Stern being one of them. Made an appearance in set 2, maybe just to give Gasparini a bit of a rest. So much will rest on Gasparini, but the pass for Slovenia has to slowly get better. The more they pass off the net, the more they're having to go to the outsides, and the blockers from Serbia are some of the best in the world. Reception's such a key component in this sport. Passing close to the net, more centralised, or to 2.5 will just open up the options for the setter, be able to run the game they want to. Just some stats for you. Points and errors off the serve key. Risk versus reward. Serbia have made more service errors than Slovenia, but when they do rip it, Slovenia are not always getting the ball into that really good zone, 2.5, 3. Volley the mascot. We have seen Volley this week walk on some tight ropes. We've seen him pull some serious shapes. It looks as if Kovac has got a positive reaction from Serbia after Nikola Grbic left after a long time in charge of Serbia. Kovac and Grbic, obviously teammates in that special period for Serbia. 2000 Olympics, just after some domination of Italy and the Netherlands. Slovenia yet to dominate the sport, but they are fast in their improvement through Andrea Gianni. Kovac, the Serbian coach, and now Giuliani as well. Chases on. And Slovenia will be praying for a good start here. But it goes back to the middle. And this is where the game is going to be won and lost. The Serbian middles, now when they're in this match, are so hard to stop. A little bit wide. He's looking for the pipe there, Kozamernik. He's trying not to commit to that man in your picture there too early. Podroshanin with the serve. They do get the middle in, Vintage, but Serbia's adapting defense based on where the pass is, their first base is very strong. Through the inside now, tipping away, delayed work. The middle blocking from Serbia is electrifying here. You have to worry for Slovenia when Serbia are really playing that well. Fast to the line is good enough. Jovovic will take the plaudits there, but it was fine work from the middle blockers earlier on in the rally. Superb. Creeping up the libero. 6 sweeping to the line, but Jovovic doesn't score many, so you can let him have that one. Podroshanin to serve once again. Just one of 3 still remaining from that European triumph in 2011. Tanasijevic, Kovacevic, the other 2, but that's stronger. They must be under the coach's orders to use the middle earlier on here. Kozamernik gets established. Tough to sweep round from 2 and snap it back to 5. Disappointing for Lisniats. The more that they can use the middle here, Slovenia, the easier it's going to be for them, but it all stems from the pass straight down the line. Jovovic is knocked out of setting, but they find a way to Tanasijevic. There's a challenge coming here for a net touch, maybe. Let's have a little look. A ball in or out is the challenge, not for a net touch. It looked close to start with. Team's allowed 2 challenges a set. If the challenge is a successful one, you keep your challenge. If it's not, it's lost. So 3 in, Ball in or out was the initial one, but they're looking for the touch. There is no touch. 3 up, you can see why they get 3 up. It's to try and stop the sharp angles or any angle. If they can get 3 blockers together with no splits in the block, it's going to make it tougher for Atanasievich to score. Jump flow serve, body's going right the way through the ball to try and give it a bit more punch. Sweeping round, 3 sat on the cross-court angle playing defense. Gasparini was hushed in set 2, but now coming back into the game. Excellent defensive structure from Slovenia. It's easier for the left-hander to draw the ball back on the cross-court, so they've got 3 waiting for it. It's more difficult for Kovacevic to go to the line from there. Fast passing off the arms, back to the middle. Jovovic goes straight up. Kovacevic to applaud him for the pass here. It's perfect into 3, every option available. And from that passing position, the blockers have always got problems on their hands. Ace from Serbia. Serving, passing, middle work, middle blocking, putting so much pressure on Slovenia. They want this so badly. But wanting it just isn't always enough for Slovenia. They're still in touch, but they're really trying to force a positive energy. They're really trying to install some positive body language, communication. But reality is that they're swimming slightly against the tide at the moment. Serve to 1. That's a great start back. That's really nice volleyball. To be able to pass the ball to 1. Pianek gets the shove from his teammate, but from here, Kovacic libero, Vincic as well, teaming up. That will give them some real confidence, because serving to 1 is to try and make the game difficult to use the middle. Okay, here we go. Great timeout early on. Alan Payek. 2 quick plays in quick succession. We have a real game on our hands. Good from Jovovic, though, trying to use the middle from way downtown. That sends a message that he's playing with confidence as well. To the middle, shaped back. That one's going to hurt. The change of angle, the change of direction here, superb. Lisniats again, formerly of Skrabo Hatov, now playing in Italy. Italy renowned as one of the best, if not the best, league in the world, but potentially having a damaging effect on performances of the national team at times. There's so many big players playing for the big teams. Talking of big players, Kovacevic just getting Chisley off the middle blocker. Jovovic is just going to the crowd. He's getting well involved with everything. Serbia loving it out there at the moment. Petric, the captain, off of Payek. Fantastic spectacle. And if looking at the Final Four at the start of the weekend with Poland and France in the Final Four as well, so many people would have said that it might have been the bronze medal match which was playing for gold, and this would have been the bronze, but we are being treated here. Atanasievich has got 3 on him, but it's the way that he can face one way across the court and then draw it back to the line. Just here, kicks out, drives back through, and guides it. It's not about hitting that ball hard, it's about changing the direction of the ball. and get very experienced player coming into the game. Kovacevic goes high, his feet are everywhere. That one's not gone to plan. Thinner and out. Big players need to come to the game as often as possible. That's a big serve. Tanasijevic goes high over the top. There's a net touch here against Jabal. Potentially because he's trying to reach into the airspace of Tanasijevic. We'll have another look here. High set to the big man. As a drifting lower block of Pajenk. He's trying to cover that space, and the problem for Pajenk is that he loses height as he tries to operate his hands outside of the body line. Makes it slightly easier for Tanasijevic, being a big weapon on the right side. More Serbian blocking. Frightening here. Podrošanin whispers sweet nothings in the ear of Tanasijevic. Once again, passing off the net is causing issues. Podrošanin reads the game. As soon as the ball's off, he gambles on the fact it's not going to the opposite. He can take a step, he can shift across. Fine work for Serbia. They are blocking their way towards a gold medal. Overset. Tanasijevic tries to go to the sideline. Sweeping, staying just really deep at 6 to try and work on that. It's another outstanding defense, some rally. But look who's scoring. Tanasijevic again. Jovovic finds his man. It's a fantastic set. 4 or 5 meters off. To plant that ball in the spot. Tanasijevic, who went back to the line, showing a similar position in the air. Advertising boards going everywhere. Chest bumps all around. Coaches clapping. Everything so far for Serbia. Looking fine. Lisniac. Slovenia can't find the floor. Jovovic this time just sitting inside. Jump setting from Kovacevic. And out, who hasn't seen much of the ball as of late. Chases on. Lisniac is having some game. And Serbia defensively disciplined, chasing down everything, and then being smart in their decision making is paying off for them. Serving short to the inside. Finally, there's another spin inside the block, but just sitting inside defensively, they're doing another good bit of work by camping inside. Chabal makes a point, but it's for the first time in a long time that's a real positive motion for Slovenia. Serbia, when the middle blockers don't get out, they're doing a great job at filling the gap in between. Sharp angle, Chabal. And that's all generated by his arm swing opening up and ripping it cross court. Ace. Pajenk. Slovenia back to 3. Positive news for Giuliani. They're going to leave everything out there, Slovenia, aren't they? And it might just be enough. to take home the goal, but playing head down, disappointed that he can't do more for his nation from the baseline. 3 in the pass, Tanasiewicz. Poland, who have passed on 2 for a large proportion of this competition, with Leon being ousted when he's on the front court. Kubiak, so good yesterday, passed on 2 and scored 14 points. Really good performance in that bronze medal match. Tanasiewicz goes long and wild. And in the opening set, we spoke about the fact that really the Serbian serving was below par, but they've ripped it since then. Definitely can't complain with their service pressure on Slovenia. It's allowed their block to really run the show. High and wide from Alan Skett. Skett plays his volleyball for Halkbank Ankara in Turkey. Turkey, the host of the Women's European Championship just a few weeks ago. More renowned for how strong they are in the Women's League. Teams like the Kifbank and Ekshekabasi hosting some of the world's best players. But that's using the middle. Fluency and ease. The timing's good. Moving the block from left to right. Passes back into a good zone. The back set losing the block, and for once, Podrashanin nowhere near it. Kovacevic is trying to get in and help, but it's difficult from position 4. Klemenchable. This time Serbia off the net says no middle attack. 2 in the block. Finding a way through though. Kovacevic. Off net left-hander. Has to get that ball across him. It's difficult for the left-hander out there, but might just have slightly better vision at times because that ball has to move across him. See the block a little bit easier because his eyes are on the ball and it's crossing the path of the blocker. Server from Serbia. Long this time. Crowd loving it, of course they are. It really is a volleyball occasion. A few questions asked whether the atmosphere would be dented because France haven't made the final. The answer is absolutely not. It's a fantastic game. Tanasiewicz. He's running the show out there because he's hitting the ball back sharp. He's hammering it to the line as well. And try and set up. It's one-on-one and you back him every time, but he can hit both angles so well. Tanasiewicz on the block on the turn. Vincic, he has to try and get up to block now. It's a long way. Kovacic just chips it short. And now wasn't going to get across in 3-man block, so he stepped off on the sharp one. Tanasiewicz goes back to the line while facing cross-court. That's a good swing. Oh, and some luck off the net. Look at the reactions of Slovenia. Defeated. Look in their body language. Because no matter what they do here, this one really does go against him. He's out of rhythm. He's had a great competition, Kovacevic, but that's a little bit lucky. He doesn't mind pumping the chest. Absolutely loving it. Giuliani will be earning his paycheck here because he's going to have to find some words and actions to inspire his team through these latter stages. The bump set to the middle is a little bit too high, so there's a paintbrush on the turn. Overhand defense, they're just scrapping away here, Slovenia, but this could easily be a 6-point game. Certainly is. High swing. This game is not about hitting steep, it's about hitting deep. Sat very inside Kovacic, the libero. The ball just drifting to the line. At times, Slovenia have made some great digs when they've had 3 sat on the cross-court angle because of Kovacic's arm. Does go that way. If he wants to hit the line, Kovacic, he has to let the ball drift across him and take it really late and really work his wrist away from the body. Serving inside on and out. That's great tactics for Serbia. It's taking away the sharp angles from him. Taking time away of his approach. This time he does have the sharp angle, but he just finds a libero. Bump set to the outside, hitting from way downtown. And now the body language is changing dramatically from Slovenia. They are stuck down some sort of emotional well. He misses out, the ball's off and inside, and out is getting super frustrated. Timeout from Slovenia. It's looking pretty bleak at the moment.
Fans from Slovenia, here we go! Slovenia!
And since the beginning of set number 2, Serbia have been mightily impressive. It's been a lot of change. It's not been their finest year or so at world level, but this is a team that are growing week by week and game by game here. Tanasiewicz. It's really tough here for Slovenia. It's a great play, but you can see the service angle. Anaut is on the front court, serving him inside, trying to take him out the attack. So it's good from Slovenia. Jovovic to get the middle into the game there because he hasn't really got a wing spiker if he served that far inside. Doesn't matter. Kovacevic this time. Serbia have passed really, really well. Question is it because the serving of Slovenia, or is it because they've just had a great night in the office with their passing unit? Tino now on the backcourt, rip of a serve. Now they are out of system, no middle again, Tanasiewicz. Running out of words to explain this performance. All their big guns are firing. Jovovic puts it on the plate again, and it's staying high off the middle blocker. Knows he hasn't got too much sharp, just stays smooth. Brings his arm through. It's incredible. The middles when the pass are in, getting good service. Kovacevic on the outside with Petric. Looks stable, look unfaultable at the moment. Tanasiewicz scoring points for absolute fun. Big spin serve coming our way. Knocking Slovenia out of system again. Gasparini, who's been quiet since the opening set, back to the middle. Pajek this time with the paintbrush. Oh, just swung away. Pajek with the block. Good from Slovenia. Kovacevic is apologising for the set because he was trying to go for the Hollywood set here, Kovacic. Face 4 and flip it to 2, but It didn't work out for Slovenia. He takes accountability. Probably knows he should have just thrown it to 4 and let the wing spiker have a swing at it. And the harder they're trying, Slovenia, the more it's just not happening for them. Stanisiewicz, silver medal, Club World Championships 2012 with Skrabel Hatov, who are under new management this year. He's going high risk. Look at the height. You just see, you know his arm's smooth because it operates mechanically well. Contact is good and his arm flows through the ball. Finding solutions all the time. Petric, Jovovic working together. The bonus here for Serbia, it's not a great pass, but it's still on the net, so it really keeps the game in front of the spiker. Good angle. Opens up with the arm swing, Petric. Manu Petric to serve as well. Ace! 2 in quick succession. And all of a sudden, Serbia are now just a whisker away from going up 2-1. It's not a long way back for Slovenia on the scoreboard, but mentally here, it seems like it's going to take so much to compete through set 4. 3 up in the block again. The blockers are just relentless in their pursuit here. They're putting pressure on Slovenia. Every possible opportunity. Spinning, turning away. Kovacic is back on the front court, delivering the goods. No way through for Chabot. The substitute from Slovenia. Zigersterner can't convert either. It's come in for Tina and out, and you'd feel that that's just because they're trying to rest their star man for a big push in the next set. The Slovenian fans who have been crowding the arena since about 3 hours before the start of the game have been quietened a little bit. But set point for Serbia. Ace from Chabot. Might just not be enough to get back in to this set, but the more they put the pressure on now, the clearer message it will send to Serbia. 4 in the pass because Kovac is lining up as well. Surely the coach isn't going to try and get on court. Anyway, it's another big play. Slovenia back to 6. Serving and blocking, working closely together again. Chabot committing to the middle. Kozamernik, timeout from Serbia. It's all been going their way, but they have to take a quick pause. Slovenia come past Russia, come past Poland, but they have met a Serbian team playing with confidence, aggression. They're certainly playing to their strengths, serving heavily and making blocks. Another set point post timeout. Another ripper from Chabot. From the inside, error out the back, but there's a touch off the block. Serbia have a commanding lead now, 2-1 in their pursuit of winning their third European title. They've been consistent, they've been steady, they've been very, very aggressive. Confirmation of the score. Strange game this. No set being overly close. Serbia 2-1, 25-18. The stats for set number 3 as shown. More attacks. They just can't find the floor, Slovenia, can they? Blocks. Strange. It seems as if Serbia have made more blocks than that, but errors are high. Attacks high as well. Serbia scored so many more points, but the errors are roughly the same. 2 more from Serbia, but look at the amount of ball they've put on the floor. Atanasijevic. And co. Playing superbly well. Serbia need 1 more set to become European champions again.
Great Paris. CEV EuroVolley 2019. Big battle here today between Serbia and Slovenia. So we get the credit for set number 4.
The reception. Well, it looks on the stats that Serbia have not quite passed as well as Slovenia, but they've used the middle nicely. Good decision making on the wings. More service errors from Serbia as well. More points from Slovenia. So Slovenia have the game stats slightly in their favour, which is slightly odd because they've been on the back foot since the opening set. Gasparini starts opposite for Slovenia. Looks the same team. Tina Arnud is back in on the picture. 2 very proud nations. Libero, Nikola Pekovic getting really feisty. Alexander Tanasijevic will get us underway. Giuliani and his team now need to respond. Tanasijevic to serve. Long. The first half of this set is going to tell us so much here. Vincic will serve. Straight down the line, trying to serve the front court receiver to then get 2, maybe 3 in the block, but 2 this time. Very good serving, but look who it is again. Tanasijevic is so square on to the net, and then he pulls back and fires back across his body. Just hit, makes it so difficult to defend against. Draws it away from the defender, who's getting his position based on the body line of the spiker. passing in system. Kovacic just trying to get 3 in, but when he doesn't get across the block, he just sits off on the tip. Free ball, but that's a little bit scrappy, but it's quick enough from Pajek. And Vincic to find a solution. They're going to be feeling tired, Slovenia, after a long 17 days, but have they just got one more push? Again, Atanasievic's swing, it might have not hit the floor, but the way he's playing out there, inspiring. Scoop. Anud almost saw. Slovenia said the start's going to be important. It's a good start from them. Dino now goes off of the setter's hands. Field goal through Jovovic. Jovovic now just unleashing Atanasievich again. Looks as if there's a net touch somewhere. Jovovic gets a kiss on the cheek because, again, he's setting a long distance here, trying to lose the block for Atanasievich. He doesn't lose the block, but he does get a net touch because of the pressure and the distance of the set. Now we have a game on because Slovenia are passing into better zones and they're using the pipe attack. We haven't seen Slovenia use the pipe for a while. Pajek on the first tempo. Chabal on the second. And that's an attack we haven't seen for some time. And then Pajek fires one long. It's going to be a long one, this. And surely we're not going to see another set that one team makes it to 25 before the other team makes it to 20. Each set hasn't really been a close competition. Vincic to an out. He's hammering high. He's got 3 blockers. He didn't really have any other option but to try and go high off the hands. Jovovic has a little look through the net, sees where the block is before going to the outside. The Serbian setters throwing the ball around really well. Kovacevic again firing angle, desperate chases. Nikola Jovovic to serve. It's the same rotation every time Tino Arnaldo's on the front court. They're just floating the ball to the inside hand, making it extremely difficult for the captain to offensively get into the game. They give the one-on-one to the right side, and he's blocked out. Do we see the same again? An out-served, steps out the pass this time. Jabal does the rest, and then an out gets back in the game and goes to the line. The emotion here for Slovenia is super high. They had a good start to this set, and their engine was really well revved. Sorry, it went to the middle. It looked like it went to an out on a real quick tempo to start with. Kovac knows he's on the edge of something really, really big. After the second set, some stats have just come in. Now this time does put that point to bed. 14 points after the third set for Kovacevic. 19 for Atanasievich. That's a great return. 12 points between the two medals. Nine for Anin Pajenk, second top scorer after Chabot. Tina Naut, who we said at the start of the programme would need to score big if Slovenia were going to win this game, currently on 7 points. Lizniats and Serbia through the middle, whether it's blocking or scoring, they've been impeccable here in Paris tonight. They really have. Kovacevic, left-hander, tries to work one back to the line. The missed serve brings us back to 1. Just hear the applause from Slovenia. Kovac. In his first real big test as Serbian coach is passing with flying colours. Passing from Petric. Maybe just a swipe wide to the line. Looking for the hands there, Petric. You can clearly see on the replay. Dino now again. He'll be the first one who feels like he hasn't managed to influence this game as he has the previous 2. And that will be frustrating for the captain. It really will be. But he still has time just about on his side. But that's problematic over the boards, the libero. Kovacic. And it's another point from the baseline. Big serving, big blocking, Serbia. Treko Lizniak in pursuit of his first European gold. 2 bronzes for the big man. Lizniak again. And the front court receiver has to go back to Chabot. He's got 3 on him because the block is now off the shoulder, Lizniak. Kovac almost running onto the court as well, playing deep is out on the pipe. No, on the opposite, Gasparini. Vincic again to Gasparini, twice off the shoulder of Lizniak. And maybe Gasparini has just come back into this game when his country and nation need him the most. They're looking for an attack line fault. Feet on the line or over. It was an official foot fault from Gasparini. And that's so frustrating. Head in hand stuff for Slovenia, who thought they had just scored a game-changing point and got this game back to 1. Instead, it's a 3-point game. Lizniak again. Softer serve onto the middle blocker on the pipe, and now close, but just out. Not quite penetrating. It's a rare error in the middle from Marko Podrushkanin. The consistency on the wings for Serbia, not to be undervalued, but the middle and Atanasievich taking this game away from Slovenia, but there's a good reply. Chabal, staring eyes, just trying everything to get the team back in the game. Top scorer this evening, inside set to try and find that split in the block. Sharp from Atanasievich. He's hit every angle out there. Another error from Slovenia. He's showing the line. He's showing us the sharp one. For a block defensive strategy, it's not nice when Atanasievich is in this sort of form. You block angle, he goes after the line. You block the line, he can hit sharp angle. He can take defenders out for fun. Net touch is the challenge here, though, from Slovenia. Atanasievich. Going to work again. But long, it shows it's a good pause in play for Slovenia. And hey, let's have a look at the score. Just 1 point. The difference once again. 6 errors in the serve, but don't worry about that. Promise he's had a great evening. On the pipe, too fast from Serbia. The speed just catches Slovenian defense slightly cold. Vucevic again just getting his rhythm. Vincic not really engaged there defensively. Great setting from Jovovic as well, getting around to face the antenna. To the middle, back to 1. Payenk gets the score back to 1 as well. Really good from Payenk. If you're looking at reading the game defensively, his body's showing 5 before his arm dictates the ball to 1. Makes him hard to block. Rocked out of system. Serbia, chance for Slovenia. They need to take it. No. The 3 blockers looking each other puzzled. Slovenia passing stronger, the pipe's back in, but the tempo and the rhythm is out. And you just feel now that Serbia gaining momentum once again. Too low for Chabal, he's slightly underneath it. Podoshanin with the serve, tipping over the 3. Everything going Serbia's way, even off the elbow, like a chicken wing from Atanasievich. And then they build through the rally with a little bit more luck. Vincic can only stand the ball up because the ball shifted over to 4 and 5. Going to the middle, potentially a bit predictable there, the second time of asking, off the elbow and off the head. Fine run of serves from Marko Podrosčany. Unbelievable. One-on-one on the outside. Serbia have let Slovenia have this one in certain rotations. Kovacevic again. Timeout, 5-point game, the serving and blocking. Tonček Sterner coming into the game and getting roofed. Great run. Back to one, weren't they, Slovenia? And all of a sudden, it looks as if the curtains are closing. Uroš Kovacevic. Steady throughout, but this has been a real team performance from Serbia. Dump through. Jovovic has got a few issues, questioning a few things of the referee. Isniac commits with the middle, one-on-one, so Jovovic didn't fancy dropping into the seam there, leaving a bit too much space, and out. We'll take advantage of that for sure. Another miss serve. Serve from 5-5, trying to get to Tino now, but he releases really early, but they're still trying to get 3 in the block, Serbia, every time. And through the pipe, there's a 6-point game now. They can't find a way past, over or through, changing the direction of the ball from Petric. So good, showing one, and then finding, just almost dislocating his shoulder back to 5. Fast plays, moments of joy. They need more of those, Slovenia. They really do. Celebrating hard, but they need to find some blocks, some aces, something. Crafty. Kovacevic. Out of system. He's got 3 on him. He knows he can't hit sharp. He's too out of rhythm. Just stays super high. Chips it to 6, and Chabal's sitting on the angle or in the seam of 2 of the blockers. Back to 1. That one's gone against Slovenia. They're looking for the decision. They've got to challenge it, surely, because they're just running out of chances, really. Ball in or out is the challenge, as we know. The ball is in. Slovenia, something to really cheer about. Five behind. They have so much support, but Tino now, maybe one of his last opportunities to affect the game. We heard before the game in the pre-match interview from Alan Skett that They were aware of the service pressure from Serbia, Slovenia, but it's been a night to remember for Serbia. Giuliani, who was so animated on home soil or in Slovenian soil in Ljubljana, has really been quietened within his body language. Kovac, it's not been long in post. Maybe this is just what Serbia need. With a real big season on their hands, this CEV qualifying campaign for the Olympic Games is going to be daunting with the likes of France, Slovenia. Poland already through. Lisniec will serve. Rocket to 1, has to go to 4. Can see it really early. Oh, great defense. Kovac just trying to bump it in. Wasn't even trying to put it in for the setter, he was trying to get it to position 2 for Tanasijevic to have a little feast on it, wasn't he? Look at that. Life in the coach yet. They're running out of time. Tanasijevic high off the hands. He's been magical this evening. When he's one-on-one, he makes the right decision. When he's got 2 or 3, he just stays high. How many points he scored off the hands? And out. On the pipe, good setting, good decision making from Vincic, but it's another error. And after winning the opening set, Slovenia just could not keep up that level of performance. They started so well. Three will do it for Serbia. More blocking. It's been a real game changer for them. 16 blocks against France 2 nights ago. The middles are back on real form. Marko Produšćanin gets across with Jodovic. Once again to the right side, it's another block. Straight down. It looks like it's gone to Slovenia. Challenges come around the point on the scoreboard. It's with Serbia. Challenge all the same. The in-venue team thought we were going to the end of the game. Might be a little bit of life for Serbia yet, challenge in progress. Official net fault, the inside hand of middle block, a great challenge. Fans in the crowd from Slovenia, just relief. Giuliani, the Italian coach, still living and breathing every single point out there. Tanasijevic wide this time. Back with that line-faced crossed body swing. The set's just dropping inside a little bit. Oh, and now the net might be coming down and the boxing gloves coming on. Petric playing peacekeeper. Chabal getting involved. This is not ideal. This is not what we want to see. We want to see good volleyball. Yellow cards come out. Still a 6-point game. Chabal maybe just unleashing some of his disappointment here. Slovenia. No, it's such a big effort to get back in. Big pause in proceedings. Serbia still slowing this game down. Good serving off the net. There's another block. Maybe there's a little bit of life left in Slovenia yet. 3 in a row. Great read from Payenk. Still a 5-point game, but 23-15 was the score. 1 point at a time, though, for Slovenia, and you never know. Playing 12 points, 5 blocks. With every good action here, Slovenia will start to believe a little bit more. Serbia doing a grand job of just slowing proceedings down, trying to make it as difficult as possible for Slovenia. Serve to the front court receiver, Petric. Back to Atanasijevic. It's another error. Okay. Serbia have gifted a few away here. Lines open. Atanasijevic doesn't want to take it. Still 2 needed. Serbia back to Petric. It's a weak rotation for them, but Petric steers one back on the sharp angle, silences the crowd. Front court setup, Jovovic having to chase over. That's why they've struggled. Atanasijevic on the 10. Nemanja Petric serving to win EuroVolley 2019 and for Serbia to become the European champions. It's an ace from the captain! Serbia take the title here in Paris. The first time they've won the European Championship since 2011, and Serbia become the 4th country to win at least 3 European titles. What a performance! From the outsides, the setters, the middles were fantastic. There's a challenge all the same. Service line fault, but look at the celebrations. They've already started. Nowhere near the back line. It's just a stab in the dark for Slovenia. For Slobodan Kovac, it's a delightful start to his reign as coach. Podroškanin, Lisniak, delightful. And Atanasijevic, just brutal out at position 2. You have to feel for Slovenia. After beating Russia and Poland, the double reigning world champions, they really must have thought this was their year, but Serbia were just relentless in every department in sets 2, 3 and 4. They've earned it, their third European title here in Paris. Some handshakes, respect. Gasparini had a great first set, as did Slovenia. And this competition has been a real treat for us. A Final Four to remember. Poland and France, the favourites to qualify, had to play in the bronze medal match. For Serbia, it's an incredible achievement. They're the European champions, the gold medalists from EuroVolley 2019. For Slovenia, it's going to hurt for some time. But when they look back on this 2019 European Championship run, they will know that they've done their best. They've beaten the reigning European champions. They've beaten Poland as well, and they've inspired a generation in Slovenia. But this is all about Serbia. They've served well. Sreko Nizniats, it's a first European gold medal after 2 bronzes previously. There's the confirmation of the score. Serbia win 3-1, 19-25, 25-16, 25-18, 25-20.
Uroš, congratulations, you're the European champions. How do you feel today?
Yeah, we play, how to say, I already felt one time, but I was on the bench. But now it's too much prettier and better when you're playing and when you're feeling atmosphere. So I'm so proud of my teammates, my staff, my country. So this is like incredible experience to all of us, because nobody expected except us that we can do, and we did it.
You lost the first set, and then you played amazingly well.
Yeah, they start to play very well in front of a lot of Slovenians. They push us with a serve a lot, and then in the second, when we start to go ball by the ball, and we catch the rhythm, and in the end, victory was not, I don't want to say easy, but in the score it was like every set we were up in the beginning, so it was easy.
Now it's time for celebration or the Olympic qualifier in January.
Yes, we have the Olympic qualifications. It's gonna be very difficult with Slovenians, friends, but we did this, we can do also in January, I hope.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Happy, proud. Chamovic. What a competition he's had as well. Serbia now look towards that Olympic qualification competition in January. Think of the teams they'll be playing against. One of them Slovenia, another one is France. The match statistics: more attacks from Serbia, more blocks as well. They block really well. The errors are the same, and just one more ace as well. The celebrations will continue well into the evening, for the club season starts again soon.
Thank you so much.
Some more stats for us, more winners from Serbia. Same amount of errors as we already knew previously. Slovenia can be so proud, but Serbia on that form are a match for absolutely anyone. The reception, such a key part of the game. Says that Slovenia pass slightly better, but Serbia made use of the ball offensively really well as well.
Wow, what a game! Wow, wow.
Down side, just seems that member of the sun take a while. There you have it, the confirmation. Serbia are the European champions. Poland, bronze. Slovenia, silver. France walk away with 4th place at home. Disappointing for France, but they had their fair share of injury issues as well. Serbia, a class act all over the park. Smiles will be on their faces for some time. Serbia haven't won this competition since 2011, and now they'll be lifting the trophy, taking the gold. Fantastic team performance, the whole squad. And there are the medals. The presentation for Poland taking place last evening, so we just have the gold and silver medalists to be announced. Poland travelling to Japan today to compete in the World Cup that starts on Tuesday.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official award ceremony. But first, let's give a big applause to all the volunteers who made the CEV EuroVolley 2019 possible. The volunteers!
First year volunteers, who we all know these events would be nothing without.
Les volontaires sans qui ce très beau spectacle n'aurait pas pu avoir lieu, que ce soit à Montpellier, que ce soit à Nantes, et ici dans la plus belle salle de volley européenne, l'accord Hôtel Arena de Paris-Bercy. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, une nouvelle fois du bruit pour les volontaires de l'EuroVolley 2019.
Thank you so much to all the volunteers. This was CEV EuroVolley 2019. We played games in 4 different countries with 24 teams competing. And now let's all welcome from Belgium, Miss Angel, from France, Jenny Lyon, and from Slovenia, Eva Pauli.
Et merci d'accueillir Miss Angel, Jeremy Lyon et Eva Pauli pour la chanson officielle de l'EuroVolley 2019.
Hello Paris! Are you having some
Now
great
it's time
time?
to be treated to the official song.
Are you ready for the official EuroVolley song? No, I can't hear you. Are you ready? Let's go together.
I am a fighter, it's in my veins. I am a dreamer, breaking the chains. I am a warrior who's breaking out his flames. When the world is burning up in flames, our time is coming to save the world. Brothers and sisters around the globe, let's come together, put your hands up in the air. You know how much love there is to share.
Allons enfants du monde, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Entendez nos cœurs qui grondent. Aujourd'hui c'est à nous de jouer. Ensemble nous serons rassemblés dans l'unité. Notre hymne sur toutes les ondes. Aujourd'hui et à jamais.
I'm a true born winner, a hitter, no quitter. Together we can make this world a little better. No matter the weather, as long as we keep it together. Now tell me, who got the keys to the mom? No stress, just go and flex. I need that trophy, Miss Angel is next. You know I got the game on lock. That trophy is mine, real number one boss. Let's go together. The time is now. Marching like soldiers, fighting for love. We are the nation with the power in our hands. When there's love connecting us as friends, take your positions. It's time to start. Embrace your freedom and let us stand. We are the people with compassion in our heart. We are one for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go together!
Let's go together, Miss.
Well, the official song of the competition carrying some real meaning.
And are we ready for the official closing and awarding ceremony of the CEV EuroVolleyM 2019?
Nous allons maintenant débuter, mesdames, messieurs, la cérémonie protocolaire de l'EuroVolley 2019.
That means we are certainly ready for the awarding ceremony for EuroVolley 2019.
The MVP of CEV EuroVolleyM 2019.
Nous allons remettre maintenant le trophée MVP.
We're starting with the MVP, awarded by Alexander Borisic, the CEV president.
EuroVolleyM 2019. Please make some noise from Serbia, Uros Tomacevic.
And Uros Slavovic is the MVP for EuroVolley 2019. The 26-year-old was incredible throughout. The left-hander, who was the FIVB Club World Championship Best Outside Spiker, backs it up with the MVP award here at the CEV European Championships. Smiles all round for a real steady asset for Serbia. Passing and spiking. His blocking this evening was incredible as well, and high fives all round. Uros Kovacevic is the MVP, most valuable player, the European Championships in 2019.
Thank you so much to all volunteers. Incredible job here and the whole tournament. Now let's go to the runner-up of this final. The medals, the silver medals, will be given by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Science and Sport of the Republic of Slovenia. Please welcome Černý.
Well, the runners-up medals will be presented by Jerzy Piccolo, the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Science and Sport of the Republic of Slovenia. Roxana Marsignal, the Minister of Sports of France. Method Europe, the President of the Volleyball Federation of Slovenia. There are our prize givers. Slovenia can just be so proud. The underdogs against Poland in the semi-final, it was an electric performance.
Please welcome the team from Slovenia.
And although they will be feeling slightly disappointed, they should have big smiles on their faces. It's their second medal at a EuroVolley competition after a silver medal in Sofia 4 years ago. It wasn't a day where they would become the 10th different country to win this competition. But on the way through to the final, they have captured the hearts of their fans. The attention on this team in their home country has been unmatchable. And from now on, volleyball will be one of their main sports that's viewed in the country, and that was the view of the president of their federation. Andrea Giuliani off to a very good start. Andrea Gianni, the former coach who led this Slovenian team in 2015 to that final place. Tonec Sternek getting his medal. Kovacic, the libero. Maciek, Bacinjic, 15. Žiga Sternek receiving his silver medal as well. Sasso Stalika. Dejan Vincic, the setter, receives a hug. What's emotional times for the players and the prize givers as well. Jan Kozamernik, the next to get his silver medal. And as we get towards the end, Tonček Sternek and the captain, Tina Ernaut, who's been a rock for this side, but Serbia played well this evening and he struggled to influence the game as we've seen previously. Slovenia can stand on that podium with their heads held extremely high. They've been a team that's united their nation, and they will take home the silver medal from EuroVolley 2019. They will be singing and celebrating into the evening alongside the Serbian fans. Ciao Gasparini celebrating already, and maybe it will just be in hindsight, or maybe not. It won't even take that long for Slovenia to register. What a special achievement this really was. Well, the Czech, presented by Dimitar Zlatanov, the volleyball legend from Bulgaria that won the silver medal in the 1980 Olympics. Slovenia take the Czech for 200,000 euros. And Eric Tanguy, the president of the French Volleyball Federation, will present the trophy. Tina Ernaut and his team can be immensely proud of what they've achieved. It's not the gold, but the silver. It's a fantastic achievement. Just their second medal in history.
Also, big thank you to all the fans from Slovenia. You were incredible. Thank you so
There'll be lots of thanks for the fans and those also now glued to their televisions at home, supporting their boys. Well, the winners' ceremony about to start. Janas Kolalancic, the president of the European Olympic Committee, Natasja Maric, the ambassador of the Republic of Serbia to France, and Zoran Galic, the president of the Serbian Volleyball Federation.
The president of the Serbian Volleyball Federation, Zoran Galic.
Accompagné de ce Zoran Gajic, président de la Fédération serbe de volleyball.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give a big applause for the winners of the CEV EuroVolleyM 2019. Congratulations to the team of Serbia!
And the winners, the EuroVolley 2019, Serbia are welcomed back into the arena for what will be an emotional presentation of the trophy and the gold medals to match. It's the third time in their history after 2001, competing as Yugoslavia, in 2011 when they beat Italy in the final, led by Nemanja Petric. He's done a fantastic job leading this team. He's played for Modena and won trophies in Italy. 2 bronze medals for the captain. This is his first gold. He leads his team. Jovovic was consistent and strong. Alexander Tanasiewicz collects his medal. And the 2 medals following each other out, who are just a constant thorn in every side they play against. Marko Podoschanin and Treko Nizniats, just point scoring and great blocking middles. And finally, Vuk Todorovic comes out. And for Serbia, there's only 3 on this team who have won gold medals before. Slobodan Kovac, who has just taken the reins for Serbia, the Olympic gold medalist from Sydney 2000, taking over from Nikola Gribic. Podra Krasin and Tanasiewicz, and the outside spiker and MVP Uros Kovacevic, the 3 remaining squad members from the 2011 winning team. The first time they've won this competition since 2011. The winner check of 400,000 euros, presented by Andrija Juric, the volleyball legend, my mistake, who was a Serbian player in that 2000 team that won the Olympic gold. Hugs all round. Serbia are the CEV EuroVolley 2019 winners, and the trophy is to be awarded in just a moment. But first, the national anthem of Serbia. Amazing scenes for Serbia and their fans. And finally, the trophy to be awarded by Mr. Alexander Borisic, the CEV president. What a moment for Serbia. Nemanja Petric steps forwards to collect the trophy. The celebrations can now begin. Nemanja Petric and Serbia are the European champions for 2019. They've come to Paris and taken the EuroVolley trophy home with them. And haven't they just been incredible in this Final Four? They saved potentially their best performance until last. Serbia are back on top of European volleyball. The first time since 2011. Scenes and memories that will last a lifetime. It's tough to see anybody in a cloud of confetti. Hugs all round for Serbia. They deserve it. They really do.
So big thank you to everybody who made this incredible tournament reality here in Paris and in all the other 4 countries.
Nikola Jovovic with the trophy above his head. What a dream for a team that were disappointed in the Olympic qualifiers. They've bounced back to become European champions. It's a very, very sweet day to be Serbian.
And so while we are celebrating here on court, one more time, big thank you to all the volunteers and the whole staff of EuroVolley 2019. To my colleagues, thank you so much, guys. You guys were incredible. Thank you so much. Vincent,
Well, that's it. 17 days, France, Slovenia, Belgium and the Netherlands playing host to CEV EuroVolley 2019. Serbia take the gold, but from myself, Louis Letts and the broadcast team, thank you very much for being part of the game, and we'll see you again soon. We'll leave you with some pictures of a really memorable night